I wouldn't mind making a few comments. Let's just do something here. Let's talk first about multiculturalism, what multiculturalism really was. 1600 wars over there in Europe. You know, you got all the Protestants and the Catholics fighting this like 30-year war, brutal, just mercilessly slaughtering each other, genocide on a scale, you know. But of course, it wasn't really Roman Catholics versus Protestants. It was just the white man fighting the white man. As a matter of fact, in history, you're going to find that your own worst enemy are some pretty much like the people within that you are your own kind. Let's fast forward up here to Civil War, right? People think we fought it over slavery. Well, slavery was more of a symptom of what we will describe as a man of fire who owns slaves, okay? I don't like calling people rich. People are saying that I have a problem with rich, or like it was a rich versus the poor man, because it really wasn't. It was a little bit more to it. I like instead to refer to it as men of clay establishing their right to rule themselves, taking that right from the men of fire who were ruling them before. Basically, what I'm getting at here is when you want to talk about racism, nobody talks about the 750,000 white men that died fighting each other over racism in our country. It was a different kind of racism, though. It was the racism of the rich man versus the poor man, the man of fire ruling the man of clay in our country, see. Prior to the Civil War in Jackson's time, the only people who could be like the president, run the country and all this stuff, you had to be, or vote for the president, you had to have a lot of money, you had to have money, you had to pay taxes, you had to have a significant education, a landowner, things of this nature. Your average everyday person did not get to vote for a president. That changed in the start, just about 25 years before the Civil War. That changed. This suffrage was given to the white man. Get it? The white man, the poor white man. Didn't talk about other races, other religions, anything else. It was just the poor white man. That's very important to understand, that the Civil War was fought between the poor man of clay taking the authority for his self-rule from the men of fire, who were also, you got it, white men. It's very important to understand this, because that's what the problem is in all these other foreign lands over here. My philosophy and all this immigration stuff is fix the problem with the men of fire ruling the people of clay in their countries, so that people can go to school and become engineers and scientists and solve these problems, instead of some little derelict out here who wants to do what the prophet did. Oh, he's serving the prophet. He's doing what the prophet did. But the funny thing about it is he still has a bank account. He still has money in his pocket. Everybody wants to do what the prophet did, but give all of their money away. They're nothing but a lot of heretic frauds out there preaching all this stuff. If they really did Islam and they gave that money to poor people without strings attached, I might believe them, but they never do. So today's message is fix your own country, not ours. If you want to give lessons on racism, take them back to that racist Ayatollah Khomeini and tell him to quit killing, raping little Kurdish girls in the back of his secret police vans.